Solve the equation. So we have p squared minus p equals 20. Now when we're dealing with a quadratic equation, basically when something is squared, one of the variables is squared, we want to get everything on the same side equal to 0. So let's first subtract this 20 over. So that cancels and we'll have p squared. Now negative 20 can't combine with either of those. It's not a like term. So p squared minus p minus 20 now equals 0. Okay, at this point we're going to factor this if we can. So we want factors of negative 20 that add up to negative 1. Since there's nothing there, we can write the negative 1. So negative 20, we know 1 will be negative, 1 will be positive. 1 and 20, that's going to be too far. 2 and 10, too far. 4 and 5, I think we've hit it. Now, since it's got to be a negative 1, they've got to add to be a negative 1. We know the bigger number will have to be negative. So positive 4 plus negative 5, positive 4 minus 5 does equal negative 1. And positive 4 times negative 5 does equal negative 20. So that's going to be it. So we'll have p plus 4, p minus 5 equals 0. Now, if you are unsure, you can always multiply it out and just check yourself to make sure it's correct. Okay, now at this point we're going to use a property that says if a times b equals 0, then either a has to equal 0 or b has to equal 0. Okay, and so what we're going to do is we're going to solve for the values that give us 0 for this parentheses, for this factor. So we'll have p plus 4 equals 0. We subtract 4 on each side, so p could equal negative 4, or another possibility is if p minus 5 equals 0, we add the 5 to each side, so p could equal 5. So either of these two values would give us 0 for this polynomial. So it will have two answers there. So on that problem, first we had to set it equal to 0 because we're solving a quadratic equation with the squared, the variable squared. Once we had it all on one side, we wanted to factor it, and then we set each of those factors equal to 0 and solve.